Year 3, English Lesson 3, Ottoline and the Yellow Cat. Word of the week is inspirational. The definition, making you feel full of hope and encouraged. I'll use the word in a sentence. The speech was inspirational. Now write down the word and definition and keep it for later in the week. Tuesday the 5th of May 2020. Our objective today is to use drama to explore characters' thoughts and feelings. We're going to recap the events of chapters 1 and 2. You might want to pause this lesson and go back to the previous ones so you can read through the chapters again. Here are some points that I've come up with. Ottoline was living alone with Mr. Monroe. There were posters around the town for lost dogs. And there was a bear living in the laundry who was stealing clothes. Let's reread pages 12 and 13. Mr. Monroe showed Ottoline the posters he'd collected from the lampposts all over town. Ottoline looked at them for a long time. I don't suppose, she said, you'll let me brush your hair? Why does Ottoline want to brush Mr. Monroe's hair? While she brushed Mr. Monroe's hair, Ottoline looked more closely at the posters. Wilson Happy Ears McMcTurr, Count Alto Vix Hilberg, Fifi Fiesta Funnyface III. Can you now act out the part of Ottoline in the story? What is she thinking while she brushes Mr. Monroe's hair? Let's reread page 22 and 23. Mr. Monroe was sitting in the baie de mer armchair reading the newspaper. Mr. Monroe often read his newspaper if he'd had trouble getting to sleep or had a bad dream about the bog in Norway. He liked to read the travel section about holidays on tropical islands and sunny beaches. Several pages caught Ottoline's eye. Ottoline got out a pair of Milanese pinking shears from the scissors collection and carefully cut out several items to put in her notebook. Mr. Monroe didn't notice. He was engrossed in a story about the Gobi Desert, where it hardly ever rains. So using pages 22 and 23, let's explore Ottoline and Mr. Monroe's thoughts and feelings in the scene. You may want to act these out. Let's study this picture further. We can see some dogs, who look familiar, playing a game of poker. A cockatoo is on the telephone. Ottoline and Mr. Monroe are looking through the window. I wonder what they're thinking. So your task today is to use the photo from the previous slide to write up sentences about the thoughts and feelings of Ottoline and the thoughts and feelings of Mr. Monroe. Can you piece the clues together to try and solve the puzzle? That's a great job today. Remember to email me your work and I will give you dojos. Stay at home and stay safe.